There's tapping, then there's the Steve Vai kind of tapping, which is bursting with feel and finesse. And if you're on a mission to get that feel and finesse into your own guitar playing, stick around as we deep dive into the exact elements that make Steve Vai's tapping licks truly awesome. Before we can talk about Steve Vai's tapping techniques, we need a quick look at some right-hand tapping basics. To tap, you basically hammer on with the middle finger of your picking hand behind the fret. I'm going to make sure to show you the finger this way. You use your middle finger so you can keep hold of the plectrum. So I get a note when I hammer on and then when I pull off. So hammer on, pull off. And if I combine that with a pull off with my left hand, 12 to 8 to 5, like this. Lick 1. This is a simple tapping lick based on a pattern from Eddie Van Halen's Eruption. I still remember learning this as one of my very first tapping exercises. By the way, I would love to know who first inspired you to learn to right-hand tap, so let me know in the comments below. So all I did in this second lick, I added a hammer on so that the notes are in groups of 4 instead of 3. So if you're going for the maximum amount of speed with just these 3 notes, this is going to get you the most amount of notes per second. These notes happen to be an A minor triad, by the way, and all these licks I'm teaching today in this video are going to be in A minor.
But Doug, why does that matter?
It's good to know a little bit of theory, and it's going to be really important for understanding Steve Vai's genius later on. I'm slowly adding layers of complexity. Here I have the pattern from lick 1, but I'm also moving it onto the B string. Before we can take this further, I just want to make sure you've noticed something. All of the licks so far, my left hand has been playing 5 and 8 on either the E and the B string, right here. That's the top of the minor pentatonic scale. So all the licks kind of fit into the minor pentatonic scale. So for example, if I was in D, then this would be my minor pentatonic. And then the licks would be like this. The point is you always want to keep an eye on where the minor pentatonic is relative to whatever lick you're playing. It's just a cheeky little hack to make sure that you can get any lick that you're playing into your actual solos, into any key that you need it to be in. And that will be especially important if you want to start playing professional level shows. In this clip here, I'm actually playing mostly Paul Gilbert licks. The principle is the same regardless of what player you're borrowing from. So this lick is inspired by Mr. Fastfinger. Very similar idea again, spread over a longer distance over the fretboard, creating wider intervals. One thing that's great about right-hand tapping is you're not limited to one area of the fretboard. You can tap way up here and then be playing with your left hand way down here. One thing that is different about this lick, the left hand, you have a hammer from nowhere with this note. Steve Vai uses this all the time when he's changing strings during his tapping licks. This lick's a great exercise to get that left hand tapping from nowhere under your fingers so you're ready for the next step on our journey towards Steve Vai level right hand tapping. This lick is actually more left-hand driven, which is actually one of the secrets to how Vai gets his tapping sound. If we break down the note functions, it's actually still just mostly A minor triad. The root, the A, minor third and fifth, and then the root again at the top. So you got, you're just adding that fourth in between like this. And then you have the variation where the root moves up to the 9 or the second, like this. In both positions. Switching back and forth between the second and the root creates that tension and release, and that's really important. By the way guys, I forgot to put it in the video. There should be a link down below in the description. You can grab the tabs for every single lick in this video on one convenient PDF file. Super handy, keep it on your desktop. It'll be great for me and for you if you signed up anyway, because I'm gonna send you loads more really awesome free stuff to help you level up your guitar solos. Without any further ado, back to the video. This track's called Now We Run. The first time I heard this, I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. This track's called Under It All. I think it's one of the most underrated Steve Vai guitar solos. It's just reminded me actually a very simple thing that he does is use the wah pedal as well as obviously the distortion while he's doing these tapping licks, so don't forget to give that a go. What I love about this lick from the audience's listening is that it encapsulates so much of that feel and finesse that we were talking about in just this one short phrase, which makes it absolutely perfect for a deep dive. So this is basically the lick, and it's in E minor. First thing I'm going to point out is the little trill near the end. He really likes to use the hammer and pull off effect with his right hand to create these little fluttery trills. Second really simple thing is that he finishes the lick with a vibrato, which is really important. If I just stop the lick dead, it really doesn't have the same effect as if I have that vibrato there. Never underestimate the importance of articulations. I talk about articulations and a number of other really important but easy things to make your solo sound really epic in this video here. So make sure you cue that video up and watch it next. Steve Vai is also using a lot of rhythmic variation. The part of the lick where he's on the B string is played faster than on the other two strings, and it just creates another sort of layer of color. The final thing I want to do on the deep dive in this lick is how he holds out on playing the root note, because the root note is the resolution. The notes that he's chosen for this lick start with a fifth, a 9, and a 7, like this. So there's no root, no resolution. We're in E, remember? Then we go down to a 6, and then a 4, and then it goes to the minor third and the second again. Then we finally get the root, the very last phrase. Even within this really fast lick, we've got tension and release coming from the notes that he's chosen to play. To put it in A minor to fit with the other licks, we can just move it up here like this. So let's see if we can put all the ideas that we've learned in this video into one little banger of a solo. Here we go. Vai is a living legend of the guitar, and we can't expect to reach his level overnight. Wherever you are with your right hand tapping in general, just take things one step at a time and you'll get to where you want to be. And you have my permission to steal any licks from this video, and you don't have to learn any theory if you don't want to. But I don't want you to miss out on this sweep picking technique here, because if you master John Petrucci's unorthodox approach to sweep picking that I show in this video, it's going to combine with the tapping techniques and make you unstoppable on the guitar.